All right, YouTube. Loretta Lynch was finally pressured to say she would accept the findings of the FBI, Ari, the Clinton server email sort of bullshit going on. I will warn people, though, as I've been warning, don't expect anything to come for this. The FBI is not going to indict the former Secretary of State, the Democratic nominee, a Clinton. She's a Clinton. That counts for something when you're talking about evading law enforcement. She's not going to get indicted. Lynch is trying to take care of the fears of people who realize, oh, she was meeting privately on the tarmac with Bill Clinton. Oh, I wonder if this is a conflict of interest. And of course, her and Bill and all the other, they come out and they say, oh, well, we were just talking about his grandkids and stuff like that. We weren't talking about the case at all. Of course they were. Do you honestly think a Clinton being involved, he wasn't at least mentioning that in passing? Of course he was, but Lynch realized what had happened. Oh shit, people saw what we were doing. Oh fuck. So she had to come out and she had to take care of the fears of Congress, say, no, don't worry. Whatever the FBI's findings are, I will accept them. But you see, she's already meeting with the FBI anyway. She knows what they're doing. She knows they're not going to indict. So this is a good chance for her to exonerate herself of really any responsibility. Say, oh, well, the FBI is responsible for the investigation now. I'm just going to go along with whatever they say. But she already knows what they're going to say. She already knows. They say, oh, yeah, there may have been some ethics violations. A couple internal rules were broken. It's a little bit funny. I don't think that Clinton should have done this, but no criminal charges will be brought. We're not going to indict. It's okay. It's not like she accidentally exposed tens of thousands of sensitive emails to, Russian hackers or anything like that. Oh, it's okay, folks. If you did this at home, you'd be in a gulag right now. But this is Hillary Clinton we're talking about. It doesn't hurt that she is the Democratic nominee. The idea that she's going to get indicted and, oh, Bernie Sanders out of nowhere, it's not going to happen. It's the entire DNC, the entire Democratic Party has been waiting for a decade to jerry-rig her in as the next president of the United States. About the only thing standing in their way is an insurgent candidate that they always thought was a joke. They thought Trump was kidding around when he said, oh, I'm going to run. This time I really mean it. Because he did a dry run years and years ago. You know why he did that? To set the precedent for a chucklehead who would say, I'm running, and then never file the paperwork. And so this time around, when he said, yeah, I'm running, people assumed it was just a joke. They assumed, oh, he's going to be one of those people that every fucking election cycle he says, yeah, this time I mean it, I'm running. And they didn't actually do anything to try to stop him until, a few states into the primary process. He'd already been to a debate. He comes in second in Iowa, comes in first in New Hampshire. At that point, they finally begin taking him a little more seriously. But you can see the disconnect. The DNC has ties to almost every media organization in the country, and yet what did they continue to say until well after Super Tuesday? Oh, he'll collapse anytime now. He has hit his prime, low ceiling, he's done for, never going to happen. They didn't take the threat seriously. That's what's going to keep Clinton out of the White House, not the fucking email scandal. Loretta Lynch is just a puppet of Obama. Obama does not like the Clintons. You can tell when they're in a room together, the way they talk, the way they look at each other, they're trying to upstage one another. Because Bill Clinton wanted his wife to be first female president, wanted that to be the precedent for the new Democratic Party. Centrism, corporatism, a war-hawking attitude, but under the auspices of the Clintons as the new wave of the Democratic Party, the ultimate political dynasty since the Adamses, back in the fucking 1700s. But then Obama comes along and the new precedent is, oh, younger, more hip, still war hawk, still corporatist, still centrist, but younger, more hip, more in tune to the internet era, and black. And that became the new Democratic face. That became the face of the new Democratic core. Now, of course, they're not actually that different ideologically, but the Clintons want money, the Clintons want power. We know Bill Clinton at least mentioned the FBI proceedings to Loretta Lynch in their little impromptu private meeting. We know that happened. We know Hillary knew what she was doing was illegal, but she's never going to get indicted for it. I would be extremely surprised if she was. It would be politically groundbreaking if she actually got indicted. A Clinton held accountable for a scandal? That's never happened before, and I don't have any reason to believe it's going to happen now. Loretta Lynch came out and said this simply to say, well, I'm washing my hands of the situation. I'm just going to do whatever the FBI says I should do. I'll just take their recommendation. Because she knows there's no risk that their recommendation will be to actually continue to pursue this thing, this problem, this scandal with Hillary and her private email server. If she thought that there was a chance that would happen, she would just shut up and she wouldn't talk to the media and she'd be conspicuously absent, and then she'd have Obama lean on a couple Democratic senators or congressmen in order to help her, in order to sort of distract the Republicans, to keep them off of her back and say, I'm too busy, I've got work to do, I've got a major thing here that I've got this case and that case, and we've got to go after this company and this lawsuit, and she would just make herself absent. She didn't do that now, did she? And this wasn't just to take heat off the Clintons, by the way. Makes Obama look bad. Makes Obama look bad that his hand-picked Loretta Lynch there is meeting with Bill Clinton during an active investigation that she is actually part of into Hillary's email server. So I think that Obama made her come out in front of the cameras and say this. I think that Obama engineered that from the get-go, but keep in mind, Obama knows what the FBI is up to, too. He's the president of the United States. He knows they're not going to indict her. He's probably getting a few million in kickbacks when he gets out of office from the Clintons just to get out of the way and not say too much. Say a few praising things about how great Hillary is, it's time for the first female president, yada, yada, yada. You can tell he's not that into it. He doesn't really want to. I think at this point, Obama would really rather be eating a pig roast and playing golf back in Hawaii than being the president of the United States, looking at all the problems that are going on with the Democratic Party right now. He doesn't quite get to do that. And he'll probably make better decisions for this country while eating the pineapples and the pig roast and playing golf. And I wish he'd play golf for a couple more months here and just sort of go lame duck mode. Unfortunately, he keeps interjecting his glorious, great, glowing wisdom, and the media eats it right up because he's still capable of stringing two sentences together without making some massive verbal error like W did. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Clinton email stuff. Don't assume that just because Loretta Lynch is going to take the advice of the FBI that she doesn't already know what the FBI is going to decide, because she probably does. It would be absolute havoc and anarchy in the entire Democratic Party if the outcome was any different. And the FBI right now is overseen by a Democratic president. You can claim, oh, this bureau, they would never take a direct command to ignore the law. They would never take a kickback. They would never allow themselves to be threatened. There'd never be any problems with another bureau trying deliberately to shield Hillary Clinton. But all those problems exist. We know how bureaus work. We know how the political structure of the U.S. actually functions. It's a lot more corrupt. It's not straightforward. These bureaus are not in a vacuum from one another. They can defend or attack any specific politician they happen to be inclined to do, and this happens on a regular basis. It's really like the Gilded Age all over again, except this time we've happened to have the internet so we can keep people a little bit more accountable, like Anthony Weiner or something like that. That's about all. Peace out.